I'm going to say, and this is a challenge, you can decide whether this is true or not. I'm going to say a fact, and then you have to decide whether or not it's a fact or not. So whether you believe the fact or whether you think it might be a lie. So here's the fact. Right behind me, like 5 or 10 feet behind me, there is an entire spaghetti dinner with breadsticks and pasta included from the night before. Welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi, and as you can tell again, holy shit, here I am. Megs is sick. She's currently sick. I think she's at an appointment right now. And Kodak is stuck in some South African rainforest somewhere. He went there to collect the blood of a very rare bug, which is supposed to get rid of the lanternflies. Apparently, if you just put a drop of this blood near or around your house, all of the lanternflies will eventually go away. So he's down in South Africa trying to get the blood of this rare bug. Unfortunately, he's having troubles getting back to the United States. I don't know why. I don't know why he would be having trouble finding a flight into this country at this time. But I called him an Uber, so we'll see if he gets that. And if he does, he'll be a little bit closer. Maybe he'll be here again next week. If you know anyone in South Africa, especially in the rainforest type area, let us know. And we'll hopefully get Kodak back on the next episode. He might be live from Africa in the rainforest on next episode, maybe. I think he has 4G. I think he has T-Mobile 4G down there. So I'm texting him. So he has some sort of service. So he definitely has some sort of service. Hey, welcome to the 2021 Social Media is Down Apocalypse. Hit a button. Yeah, a little scary out here without them social medias. So listen, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, basically everything Facebook owns went down yesterday. Down. Why did they go down? Well, as it turns out, we have inside information. This just came out. I believe Fox just reported on it. It turns out Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, basically, and Oculus. I think Oculus was down as well. Facebook owns them. Basically all of Facebook's companies went down, all the apps, all the websites, whatever. Apparently, the server that Facebook is running on was a 2010 MacBook Air. They were running the entire company off of one MacBook Air. They said it hit 135 degrees and just exploded. And then, so the server was obviously down, so you couldn't access the apps or the websites for a couple of hours. So naturally, everyone flooded to Twitter. Twitter's speeds were up because the internet's bandwidth was taken away from Facebook, and everyone's on Twitter. Hey, speaking of Twitter, follow us at WAD_pod, WAWD_POD, WAD pod. Someone took at What Are We Doing and at What Are We Doing pod. So if you have those handles and you're not using them, hey, send them to daddy. So you can go ahead, twitter.com/WAD_pod. It'll be on the screen. It'll be in the link below. It'll be on whatarewedoingpod.com/links, where the rest of our links are living. So follow us on Twitter. That's where we went. Everyone went to Twitter. Now, come to find out, okay, this just wasn't a bad day for Facebook. Listen, I build websites. I know what happens when websites go down. It's a traumatic day. It's a stressful day for everybody. Now, one website going down means you have one problem. The entire server going down means you have a handful of problems, and a handful of problems is worse than just one single problem. So I can only imagine the employees of Facebook yesterday or the day before when all of this happened. So they fixed it. As it turns out, dude, there's something bigger going on. There's something even bigger going on with Facebook and Instagram and the entire company. And her name is Frances Haugen. Frances Haugen, you probably don't know the name. You ever heard of Frances Haugen? Leave me a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've never heard of Frances Haugen, except for in the last 24 to 48 hours. Frances Haugen is the Edward Snowden of 2021, baby. Now, what Snowden did was, I believe, my opinion, if you don't agree, that's fine, but my opinion, one of the greatest things for this country. Reason being, he still lives in Russia because he can't come back to this country. But nonetheless, whistleblower Frances Haugen comes out and basically, in a nutshell, says Facebook cares more about their profits than the safety of their users. And to that I say, of course they do, dude. Of course they do. Facebook as a company could probably give two shits what happens to John Smith after he posts a status update. All they care about is how many ads John Smith clicked on and how much money John Smith made them as a company due to those ads being clicked on. So basically what Frances did is she downloaded over 10,000 internal screenshots, documents, Slack messages, Discord conversations, basically anything she could find, over 10,000 pages here. She leaked them back a month or two ago, and then recently did an interview revealing her identity. Miss Frances Haugen. Get a better name. Hey, change it. Get a better name. So she released all these documents and did this 60 Minutes interview, which is essentially what blew up this story. She put it online, I believe, a month ago, but no one gave a shit. Basically because we all know that Facebook is a billion-dollar conglomerate giant that doesn't really give a fuck about anyone or anything. They could give two shits about violence or whatever their users are saying on their platform. All they care about is the fucking ad dollars, dude. So get that through your head, first of all, Frances Haugen. Now listen, these are just opinions, things coming out on top of my head. I don't know her personally. I don't know Zuckerberg personally, obviously. But hey, man, you want to sponsor the pod? We'll take some Facebook money and we'll be violent. This is a violent podcast. Check out the clip. I'll link it somewhere. There's a clip where we're actually violent. Sponsor us. So Frances Haugen, she leaks all this stuff. Basically, it came out and it said that like Facebook and their employees realized that like 3 to 6% of all violence in this country over the last like 5 or 10 years has come directly from Facebook. So basically what she's done is she's basically leaked internal conversations between employees. It's just basically Brad and his buddy John who are sitting there on Discord being like, did you see what happened in the news? Did you see what happened? Someone saw a post on Facebook and then they went and smashed in a window in their local Target and now there's riots all over the streets. So technically, Facebook, we caused that riot in the streets. How fucking cool is that? That's all it is, dude. Okay? Because you know why? Because here we are 24 hours later. And if I was the CEO, if I was the head honcho, if I was the Kermit the Frog of Facebook, known as Mark Zuckerberg, we'll call him Mark for short, I'd respond. I'd respond immediately. And you'll never guess what happened today, just now. Daddy's on it. He responded. And this is what he had to say. Here we go.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is strongly defending the company he co-founded after stunning allegations from a former employee. In congressional testimony, whistleblower Frances Haugen said Facebook chooses profit over public safety. She shared thousands of internal documents and also spoke with 60 Minutes. Now Zuckerberg is publicly denying claims the platform is designed to reward anger and division. Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill for us. Nicole, good morning to you. There's a long note from Mark last night. What else is he saying?
Yeah, that's right, Tony. And Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the accusations against his company are not true and don't make sense. And while he disputes the whistleblowers' accusations, he says that he does agree Congress should update internet regulations.
Almost no one outside of Facebook knows what happens inside of Facebook.
In her first congressional testimony since blowing the whistle on...
Let me stop it right there. Hey, lady, that's how every fucking business works. Do you understand how business works? No one knows outside of Sparks Entertainment how Sparks Entertainment works. No one knows out of Pixel and Hammer outside how Pixel and Hammer works. They don't know how we do our books. They don't know how we get our clients. They don't know how Justin and I talk to each other. They don't know what Scott and I just discussed today for an hour and a half. They don't know because they're not a part of the business, lady. Right? It's not our business to know what goes on inside of Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Google, Anchor, Spotify, Apple. It's not. It's because guess what? That's where the term "not your business." That's where the term "not your business" comes into play. Because it's not your business.
On Facebook, ex-employee Frances Haugen detailed what she described was a culture of secrecy and complacency that put profits over safety.
Facebook's products harm children, stoke division, and weaken our democracy.
And she pinned the blame squarely on her former boss, Mark Zuckerberg.
In the end, the buck stops with Mark. There is no one currently holding Mark accountable but himself.
The buck stops with him.
The buck stops with him.
Haugen called the social media giant morally bankrupt. She compared them to big tobacco and said the company's own research shows its Instagram platform can be harmful and addictive to teens.
All right, I'm done. She's now comparing Facebook to big tobacco companies. Hey, lady, guess what's still around? Guess what still makes billions of dollars every year? So one thing that you probably didn't know, when something like this happens, maybe not from my buddy Snowden, who, by the way, I definitely look like... I definitely look like Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing Edward Snowden as Edward Snowden in the movie Snowden. Get it together. So, it's hot. It's hot as fucking here. Turn it down. There we go. So, here's what you don't know about whistleblowers, especially for companies like Facebook. Now, for the federal government and Snowden, that situation is unique. You'll probably, maybe never, most likely never see that again. But in this situation, for Miss Frances Hagen, whatever the fuck, for Miss Frances, this is what's going to happen. Because she has now come and because she is testifying currently as I speak, she now gets federal immunity, which means she is protected by the federal government in the sense that if Mr. Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook were to go after this woman, she'd be protected. So Facebook can't touch her. Also, the SEC, who handles all these complaints, and basically what she's trying to convince them of, right? This wrongdoing, Facebook starts drama, Facebook starts crime. Listen, we all know that people post some absurd shit. We all know people argue about it. We all know people who have gone too far on Facebook. I know them personally. Some of them have sat in this room. Not going to name names. But what I'm saying is, if you honestly believe that the status update of my peanut butter and jelly sandwich has caused more violence and drama and whatever else in this country than pretty much everything else going on, let me break this down for you. Facebook, let me just get the right date. I looked this up yesterday. Here we go. When was Facebook launched? When did Facebook launch? Here we go. Exactly. Facebook wasn't even a thing until 2004. Let me remind you of some events that happened before 2004. I'm talking the most recent and one that everyone can probably relate to or know about, 9/11. September 11th, 2001, 3 years before Facebook, that happened. I don't think MySpace was responsible for those attacks. We have World War I, World War II, the Cold War, the Civil War, all the events that happened before 2004. And now we're blaming Facebook for the current violence in 2021. Now, does Facebook have some sort of influence, or maybe more people talk about these events or these violent events that are happening? But did Facebook blatantly put things on their platform for people to see or talk about because they wanted more people to be involved in those violent activities? I don't think so, dude. And so they said Mark Zuckerberg responded, and I don't think they really even fucking touched on it in that. So here's what I'll say, and this is the article that I read from The Verge, which I follow religiously because everything tech, theverge.com. Check it out. And basically the title of their article says, Mark Zuckerberg breaks silence to say that Facebook whistleblower claims don't make sense. And to be honest with you, I don't agree. I agree with Mark. I don't agree with her. I think they don't make sense either. The argument that we deliberately push content that makes people angry for profit is deeply illogical. Let me say that again. The argument that we deliberately push content that makes people angry for profit is deeply illogical. Going on to saying, we make money from ads and advertise. Jesus, I can't even get it out. We make money from ads and advertisers consistently. And those advertisers consistently tell us they don't want their ads next to harmful or angry content. And I don't know any tech company that sets out to build products that make people angry or depressed. The moral business and product incentives all point in the opposite direction. So he has a fucking point. Listen, Tim Apple Cook is not out here making the iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 mini Pro Max exclusive limited edition to make people mad or angry or to incite violence in the streets. All they're trying to fucking do is make you happy. Now, I get it. There's a stigmatism when it comes to social media and being happy, and we're not really talking to people face to face anymore. But guess what, dude? It's the world we live in. It's where we're at. So she's testifying in front of Congress. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if Facebook went down yesterday because of all this stuff? It might have been. I saw some memes that said, oh shit, whistleblower on Facebook. Hey, pull the plug, shut the whole fucking internet down so no one knows about it. But of course, it's coming out. And listen, last thing I'll say on this, and then we're going to get to the next topic. I know last solo episode was one topic. Guess what, homeboy? I got more than one topic coming at you. Here we go. So we'll see. We'll see what comes from this. And I think it's ridiculous. Listen, if you don't want to be angry, you don't want to be upset, get off Facebook. You delete the app. How stress-free was your life on Monday for about 3 or 4 hours? You'd refresh, an error would pop up, and then boom, you said, oh shit, no other apps to go to. I already checked my credit score. I already checked my Bitcoin 10 times today, which is going to the fucking moon, by the way. And so there's no other really apps to check out. So you basically enjoyed the evening on Monday. And then, of course, we all came back and everyone made the joke, oh, I hope you guys are okay because 3 hours without your feed would be detrimental to some of your health. Who posted that post? Don't know. Wasn't me. It was definitely me. It was me. I posted it. So I was scrolling on TikTok, okay? And we all know this podcast, in love with TikTok, okay? Scrolling on TikTok, and I see this clip, or I hear this audio. It was someone else's video, but I hear this audio. Just listen. And the audio, we'll listen to it. This is the audio. And basically what I wanted to do, and I know I'm rambling, Kodak's going to get me for this, and I'm rambling before I get to the actual thing that I said I was going to get to, because this is what I do. Look, fuck it. This is what this podcast fucking is. So if you don't like it, turn it off. Kodak. So I didn't think it was real. I did not think this was real. I thought someone made it. I thought they edited it. And upon further research, it is real. And this is the world we live in. And this was uploaded. Well, this person uploaded it a year ago. So I'm going to assume it's a year old, which means it's relevant. And I love it. This is Keeping Up with the Kardashians, featuring Scott and Levi. Not my Scott on the video. By the way, I love Scott from the Kardashians. I'll get to it after this, but here we go. This is real. This is 100% real, and this is what our society has come to.
So are we cool? Like, are we in agreement?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have to go.
What the heck does A, B, C, D, E, F, G mean?
It's just a phrase I like to use. That means
Is that a real phrase?
the conversation is over.
You've said this before.
You've never heard.
Rewind. Rewind it. Because Kourtney Kardashian just said, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I have to go. I have questions. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Why did she not include H? Why did she not include the H? One finger, not two. That's a hashtag. This isn't it. Why did she not include the H? Why wasn't it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H? I have to go. Why that many letters, Kourtney? And Scott's reaction. Now, this is one of 3,000 reasons why I love Scott. To preference, I've never watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm trying to get Megs to watch it with me because I think it's fucking hilarious, dude. But I've never watched an episode of KUWTK. I've never watched an episode. But I've seen videos of Scott, and I fucking love Scott, dude. If Scott isn't your most favorite person in the world, what are you doing? Hey, what are we doing?
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So she says...
So are we cool? Like, are we in agreement?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Are we cool? Are we in an agreement? Justin and I have had this same conversation before. Many times. You are not best friends and business partners with someone for 8+ years. I'll say 10. We'll call it a fucking decade, dude, because that's how long it's been. You are not best friends, brothers, and business partners with a person for 8 years without getting into little tizzies every now and again. So I say, Justin, Kodak, my brother, are we cool? What are we doing? And then he says, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I have to go.
I have to go. I'm punching him in the face. And now we all know it's a story as old as time. If Justin and I were to ever get into a physical altercation, it's hands down, I'm beating his ass. He's this thin. He weighs this much compared to me. And he has this much muscle against these fucking, like, there's a gun show at our house. Every, like, other fucking just cock diesel motherfucking
Blah, blah, blah.
like, it just doesn't stop. They film The Lord of the Rings on... All I'm saying, is if Justin and I were to ever get into a fight, I'm whooping that ass. So he says...
What the heck is ABCDEFG mean?
It's just a phrase I like to use. That means
Is that a real phrase?
the conversation is over.
You've said this before.
You've never heard that phrase?
You've said this before.
Have you?
Yes, that means the convo is done.
If you say ABCDEFG.
Yeah. G, goodbye.
That's it.
So are we...
That's it, dude. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, goodbye is the end of the conversation. I want you, here's a challenge for everyone listening, whether you're on TikTok, whether you film it, whether you don't film it, and just text me about it, but email us, thewhatarewedoingpod@gmail.com. No, wrong. thewhatarewedoingpodcast@gmail.com. I think everything's spelled out for the email. It's on our Facebook page. Just fucking look it up, dude. Email me next time you use ABCDEFG, G, goodbye, I'm out in your conversations. And these people, the Kardashians, they rule the cultural world. If they wear an all black suit to the Met Gala, guess what you're doing? You're taking your happy ass down to the fucking Spirit Halloween to buy an all black morph suit with an all black shirt and an all black pants and an all black mask with an all black cape, and you're being fucking Kim Kardashian for Halloween. It's what you're doing. I found the thing that Travis Scott wore at the Met Gala, put it on the screen. I found that same exact thing at Walmart for $12. I found the exact blanket that Travis Scott, I think it's Travis Scott. It might be ASAP Ferg. It might be ASAP Rock. It's an ASAP guy. It's Travis Scott. I'm honestly not sure of his name. So needless to say, ABCDEFG is all I'm saying to Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an official announcement. An announcement. I don't have claps anymore. Meg's got rid of all my buttons. What's this one do?
Shout out to Levi.
Oh, yeah. That's good. All right. Meg's got rid of all my buttons. I don't have any more claps. Harry Styles, ladies. Harry Styles, boy. Harry Styles on Twitter, boy. Listen, we've had our thoughts. We've had our doubts. We've had our opinions. We've had our theories. The conspiracy theories are out the window. Harry Styles has officially given us the recipe and exactly what watermelon sugar is. So last year, if you'll remember, hit of the summer, Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. I'll play exactly 3 seconds for you just so you have an idea. If I play more than 3 seconds, YouTube will shut me down. So I'm going to play 3 seconds of it. Here we go. I'm going to lower the volume. I'm going to get to 3 seconds. It tastes like strawberry. Here we go. Ready? Here it comes. 3 seconds coming at you now.
On a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries.
I want more berries. So that's all you get. That's all you get from Harry Styles. And the beach is in the background. Sexy ass man sitting on the beach, just fucking using 2 fingers to fucking, for whatever reason, stroke his watermelon before he consumes it. Basically, he's confirmed it. It's on its Twitter. There's going to be a screenshot on the screen. He tweeted this at 11:48 p.m. on September 21st, 2021. When's that? That's a couple weeks ago. He says, "It's finally time to tell you all that the recipe for watermelon sugar is 1 cup of sunscreen, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of watermelon, and 1 cup of horse." I didn't read that. I didn't read it before we put it on the thing. I didn't read it. And then now what I'm realizing is I should have read it before the podcast. Is this real? Megs? Is this real? Is what? I thought watermelon sugar was, like a female. But not. I didn't think it was horse. Harry Styles, watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high. All right, last bit, and then we're out of here because I think I have a meeting in 9 minutes. So, parents on social media, they shouldn't be there. I don't think so. If your parents are on social media, send us screenshots of some ridiculous shit that they posted. First of all, my stepmom on Facebook. No names here because you'll look her up and then that'll be tragic for you, not her. Trust me, tragic for you. My stepmom's on Facebook, saw one of her posts recently. This is the thing. I block all my parents on all social media. Now, all for different reasons. There's reason A, reason B, and reason C. All of them have a different reason for being blocked, but just know that they are. So people will send me screenshots of what they're posting because they're friends with them, and then they bring it all to me, and that's how I come up with content for this podcast. That's hilarious. So my stepmom's on Facebook, just got her hair done. Atrocious. Dude, shouldn't put that shit online, but guess what? It's out there. My mother just posted a status a couple days ago. Heartfelt. I get it. Rest in peace, my friend. I love you. But inappropriate, dude. Okay? 100% inappropriate. My dad, not sure what he's posting. Meg's dad will comment on some of my statuses and just put the most ridiculous GIFs. All he does is put GIFs, comments, GIFs on my fucking status, and none of them make sense. I love the man. Trust me, I love this man. I need to talk to him very soon. But all he does is put GIFs on my shit, and none of them make sense. Listen, if your parents are on social media and they're just a little bit inappropriate, send us some screenshots, send us some things, some posts that they made that are hilarious to you, and maybe we'll share them on this podcast. Look, Facebook went down, Instagram went down, no one gives a shit. The whistleblower, she's probably, whatever. We'll figure out how that goes, and I'll update you at a future episode. Harry Styles, watermelon sugar. Who knew? Who fucking knew? I didn't know. I thought it was something else, but apparently. Get your parents off social media. My name's Levi McCurdy. This has been another solo episode. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for blowing up the last episode. Hands down, our most viewed episode ever. Probably because it was in the Times and the title and everything else. I'm just a great marketer. But if you didn't watch it because of the title and because you're just a fan of this podcast, thank you so much for watching. All you need to do is go to whatarewedoingpod.com/links. It'll be on the screen. It'll be in the description, hopefully, if I remember. And this is another solo episode. I'm doing my fucking best to get Kodak and Megs both in here at the same time. It's hard. Try starting a podcast. See if you get to episode 20. I dare you. This is the What Are We Doing podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Hopefully you were entertained. Peace out. Goodbye, everybody.